Hi everyone, George Shively, South Shore Marine Electronics, back with you again on a new project. We're on board the O.D.N.R. Department of Fisheries steel fisheries boat, the Grandon, and working on replacing the Autopilot. The boat had a about 25-year-old Wood Freeman Autopilot on it. In its day, a great pilot, but obviously in 25 years there's been some minor improvements made. One of the things that we ran into on this boat, being that the boat has a steel hull, is compass. What are we going to do about a compass? And the best way to deal with that on a steel hull is to use a satellite compass, and that's what we elected to do. Furuno SC30 satellite compass is being employed to feed heading data to the Navpilot 711. So on top of the mast you'll see kind of a funny looking thing up there, which you don't see too often in this neck of the woods. That's the SC30 satellite compass that will actually calculate heading and speed, and obviously also position, and feed that down into the course computer. That's going to be the best way to get accurate heading information when you have a steel hull boat, and not be, at all concerned about deviation of the compass due to the hull material. We were also on this boat about 2 years ago and went ahead and replaced the radar. It now has a Furuno color radar on it, doing a real good job. We're going to go back inside as it's raining a little bit today, do some internal work, and we'll be back with a progress update. Here we are back on the O.D.N.R. Fisheries boat, the Grandon, and just wanted to give you a quick peek here at the rudder quadrant area, where we recently just installed the new rudder reference unit. You can see that located right there. That's the and then the drag link attached to the main rudder shaft. That of course tells the Autopilot where the rudder position is at all times. So how to make a little bracket for that to mount to, and that is now securely done, and the wire run off the top of the rudder quadrant area and run back towards the forward portion of the boat. So through the rocks box, which is I'll show you what that looks like. Usually you don't see these on recreational vessels, but it's a little box. If you can see where all the wires are going through there, that's called a rocks box. It's basically a waterproof membrane that wires can go through, but if this compartment were to flood, it wouldn't go into the engine room, which is forward of the compartment that we're in right now. So, more work to come. Stay tuned. Howdy everyone, back with you on board the O.D.N.R. Fisheries boat here, the Grandon, in Grand River, Ohio. Kind of giving you an overall of the pilot house here in the on the Grandon rather. VHF's up top. ICOM is the preferred method of communication here on the Grandon. Down below we've got the Furuno sounder, the FCV 561 new pilot gauges, sounder, and Furuno radar. This is the what we've been working on is the installation of the new Autopilot. Made a little box for it to angle it so that the helmsman can easily see it. The big hole that you see there in the dash will be covered up. That's where the old Wood Freeman Metal Marine Pilot was. Kind of a large unit. The new one is actually quite small, as you can see, about 4.5 inches square roughly. And then out in the actual research area of the boat here, there's a little platform up here that you'll see. I'll hold my hand up here so that the light doesn't affect the picture. And that's where the other display will be going, so that the boat can be steered from out in the research area of the boat. Which looks something like this. Not your average recreational vessel, but certainly one that puts her hours in and gets the job done. So just want to kind of give you a heads up of what we're looking at right now. We're running the cables for the secondary helm control, going down through the floor into the engine room, and then we'll be coming up here next to the wheel. You'll see where all those wires are coming out. That's where the brain will be located and all connections made. So once we get that done, we'll come back to you. Morning folks, back with you here on board the O.D.N.R. Fisheries boat, the Grandon. We're getting ready to make the final connections into the Autopilot computer, as you can see right there. That's the main brains of the Autopilot, and that does all the thinking and all the appropriate corrections to keep the boat on course. Have a little bit of wire there that needs to be connected, shortened up and cut to length, and then made connected into the Autopilot brain. and then we do our sea trials. So just kind of giving you a heads up here as far as what we're working on at the moment. As you can see, if we come out here to the research portion of the vessel, we constructed a metal box and went ahead and put a pilot control outside here so that in addition to the transmission and throttle controls, you have steering control out here in the research portion of the vessel as well. So back with you soon. Thank you. Howdy folks, back with you here on the O.D.N.R Division of Fisheries boat, the Grandon. Pilot is installed, turned out looking pretty nice. Have the Korean cover plate over where the old Wood Freeman Autopilot used to be. Actually, it came in pretty handy to have that there, although there's a big hole in the helm. Covered up obviously with the new Korean plate. It does give a lot of access inside the helm area here, which is great because there's just a whole slew of wiring inside of there, so makes access quite nice. And in fact, the Autopilot processor is located right below the plate here, so it makes getting to that very easy. So we're done. Everything's wrapped up here, put back together, straightened up, cleaned up, and came out very nicely. So just kind of wrapping up here on board the Grandon. We're all done, and it looks nice, and certainly will be a pleasure to operate. So again, feel free to get in touch with us at South Shore Marine Electronics, 216-407-6553, or by email at southshoremarineelectronics@oh.rr.com. Thanks again for watching.